Some more Haason Reddick talk. Interesting comments coming from the media, from Howie Roseman yesterday. I want to discuss it, try to figure out the thought process that was behind this Haason Reddick trade. 'Cause I still, even though it's been 4 or 5 days, I still can't wrap my head around. Stefan Diggs, huge trade in the NFL. Huge. Doesn't send shockwaves to the Eagles specifically, but it's definitely a big deal, and something we will discuss throughout the show. We're going to do our first live mock draft of this mock draft season here on the show. Also, Sixers, what should the rotation look like now that Joel Embiid is back? Phillies lose again last night. That is always on the agenda. Trending in the AM right here on Philadelphia Sports Network. We're live. 30 seconds. Welcome to Trending in the AM right here on Philadelphia Sports Network, everybody. I am your host, Phil Stiefel. This is the number one morning show in Philadelphia, the only one where your opinions actually matter. So make sure you hit the like, the follow, subscribe, share, retweet, hit all the buttons, get interact with the show, and share it out wherever you're watching, whatever platform you're watching. Again, I'm your host, Phil Stiefel. You can find me on social media at Bearded Knowledge, wherever you are, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Find me, follow me. It is imperative that you follow me. Big breaking news will be coming on my social media feeds in the coming week. So you've got to be following. I will tease some of it out in a little bit, but we've got lots to talk about today. So the business does not end. Eagles mock draft 1.0. Stefan Diggs traded to Houston. Shocking, honestly. Haason Reddick, more talk that I want to cover. Rumors, thoughts, processes around it. The thought processes on it. I want to talk the Sixers rotation. Now that the Joel Embiid return has happened. Phillies, again, another clunker last night down in South Philly. Anybody concerned? We could talk about that as well. Lots on the agenda today. Lots happening today. Big catering order pizza shop. So we're going to wrap this up, maybe even a couple minutes early. We'll see how the program goes today. Does Phil still care about his fans? I do care about fans. I do. What does that even mean? I'm here, not late. Don't know what that means. What's with the question mark? I don't know where you're at today. Every time you do a live draft, I have a great day. Thank you. Well, I haven't done a live draft on this show yet this year. I've talked the draft. I've posted pictures of mock drafts on Twitter, but I haven't done one yet this year. We're going to do it in just a little bit. Stefan Diggs is gone to Houston. I just got to – I think Houston is following the path of the Philadelphia Eagles. Go out and get your franchise quarterback. He shows you something, so in the offseason, you go out and get him a stud wide receiver. Now, while I said I was shocked about it, I got told by a lot of people on Twitter that he's wasted, he's washed. Stefan Diggs is not an elite wide receiver anymore. Time will tell. We will see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I'm not going to comment just yet. Houston is going to be a force to reckon with. The AFC has been put on notice. Yeah. Houston was already a force to reckon with last year. And they went out and got a wide receiver one to pair with what they already had last year, which was a pretty explosive offense, a well-run organization and coach team. That trade for Stefan Diggs, and I forgot, I don't know why I didn't put the Diggs trade info on my screen because I kind of forget it. Let me pull this up. CBS Sports was the first website that popped up. Texans. That was a terrible link to get it. Anyway, I forget what the deal is. Draft picks obviously were involved in it. Houston's going for it. It is. It is. What internet is still broken? I'm pretty sure I'm coming through pretty clearly here. I see myself on a side screen here, so it still works. So, what is up, Duck? Good morning. Sixers, Phillies, Eagles, mock draft, Haason Reddick, all on the table today. Phil, new studio, the no. Yeah, I mean that's still down the line because, yeah, that's still down the line. Change the theme to blue and not Flyers orange. Okay. You don't like the Flyers orange? I did that for K1. We'll take it off. We'll go purple today. There we go. We're gonna go with a little purple today. All right. I don't know why. We're just gonna do it. The Eagles is going to be the force. We free up 14 million when Reddick leaves, and we ready to blow out. See, that's the thing. That's the misconception. This trade went down already. We only freed up 1 million in cap space. We freed up 14 million in salary, but it only affected the Haason Reddick trade, the cap situation by $1 million. So it really didn't help us in that sense, Travis. At least that's my understanding of the trade. That's my understanding. Bills still have a yeah. Buffalo. I don't understand what Buffalo's doing. I know there's some issues with Stefan Diggs and Josh Allen and their attitude. We'll get back to that in a second, Marshawn. I know there's issues there, but you got a franchise quarterback, and you go out there and you take away his biggest weapon. It's a mistake. Buffalo is going to suffer from the Stefan Diggs deal, even though they're probably going to draft a first-round wide receiver now. That's not going to bring the immediate effect that Stefan Diggs. I think it was a great trade for Houston. They gave up a lot for him, but it's still a great trade for them. Embiid jersey. Somebody asked for it to be moved, so it got moved next to the buckets. I kind of tucked Dallas Goedert away. Somebody asked. I follow through. I do follow through with requests sometimes. Orange torture. Yeah, orange is torture. That's right. Leave the orange. Nope. You were 2 seconds late. All right. Someone else. That's going to be the new thing. I'm going to take requests at the beginning of the show. What color to make the comments and the banner at the bottom. Sixers blue. We got to talk about this Sixers rotation. I wrote down, in my opinion, the main 11 guys that'll be playing come playoff time. And I'm really torn on who should be starting with Embiid and Maxey. I am. I wrote down Lowry and Hield, but I really want to see Batum start with him. And Oubre's been playing great. I don't know. We're going to talk about that today throughout the show. Diggs, not Phil, parts ways. I can't take this shit. I see. That's not even blue. I know. I just went random. You guys couldn't agree on a color, so I just went with a random color. Want a little difference in here. Howie is a monster with free agents, but has yet to master the draft. The jury is still out on how. I disagree, Peanut. I think Howie's draft the last 3 years, I guess. Yeah, I would say since 2021. Since then, has been pretty spot on. He's made a few mistakes, but he's had a lot more hits than misses in the draft the last 3 years. And every GM across the league, even the best drafting GMs, still have misses every year in the draft, but he's hit on his big ones. I mean, I know there were some hiccups to extent like Jordan Davis over Kyle Hamilton, but Jordan Davis is still a vital part of this team and an effective player. He hasn't drafted early in a draft an ineffective player now for the last few years. Devontae Smith, Jordan Davis, Jalen Carter, Landon Dickerson, just to name a few of the early round draft picks the last couple of years. So I disagree that he's not a master of the draft yet. He's done much, much better. And he's got the benefit of the doubt from me now. He does. Same thing y'all find to do. Wait till the Hertz billion kicks in. Yeah, so whatever. You were the one to ask. I know you were the one. It was a little sarcasm saying, I know somebody asked for it. There was just a touch of sarcasm there. I knew it was you, and I take care of my loyal Marshawn, you're not just part of the core 12. Marshawn, you're part of the original because you've been watching me since the DSM days. I don't know. Were you part of my AAT Birds original family? You were definitely part of the DSM days. So, I know when the breaking news happens in coming days, I know you'll still be there with me wherever I am. Well, we got so many stars: Jalen, AJ Smitty, Barkley Goddard, all of our linemen. It's pretty much every position our stars need to get paid soon. So we got to be smart on who we let go. And Reddick fits. Yeah, I want to talk about this Reddick stuff, Travis, because there are some rumors floating around, some conversation floating around. Conversation and rumors that he was chasing sacks last year instead of doing what was best for the team in each play. There's rumors of him not being a Fangio fan and not wanting to drop into coverage as much as Fangio was. And Fangio and him and their disagreements are part of the trade reasons. There's also the talk that Howie did it because he doesn't want play. Like he's trying to rotate, have a better rotation on the ends. When you got rid of a guy that plays 75% of snaps, now you've created a bigger hole. And then Howie also said he wasn't happy with the amount of snaps that Josh Sweat played last year. Well, then you're throwing in, on top of that, all of Reddick snaps. So there's a lot of things there that are making it even more curious on the trade. If the Fangio stuff is even remotely true, that's why Howie got the best he could get and just got rid of him. You don't want to be here. We don't want you here. That kind of scenario. But I think it's a big issue. And when we get to this mock draft in a few minutes here, we're going to run one. And I'm telling you, there's a good chance, depending on how it falls, that I'm drafting a defensive lineman with that first pick, an edge rusher with that first pick. We'll see how it goes in a little bit. Hard biting stuff. Like what color to make the banner? Wow, Phil, you. I love you, Matty. You are one comical genius. I think Howie has had terrible all season. Needs to clean it up in the draft. I think that this is not the worst comment you've ever made. It's not. We're going to get into that, though. I'm not sure. Wait, Pixel is peanut? Yes, Pixel is peanut. It is. You didn't know that? Now Liam going to have to eat all of it. No Hurts gear, I see. There's a Hurts jersey back there. It's tucked behind Goddard. I was in a rush to move those jerseys around. I'm not going to cry. No, not going to cry. You? No, you. Here you go with rumors. You couldn't wait. Rumors, not facts. I am not creating rumors, Nitro. I am discussing the rumors that are being floated around and trying to discuss the validity of them. That's all I'm doing. We are not creating rumors. We are discussing the validity of whether they are true. Just saying. Howie is going to trying to be. Let's see how he finally pay Hurts and AJ. Well, he's already paying AJ. I'm not worried about it. Reveal the mock. We're going to do it live. It's not done. I got a screen set up here. Look, there's the screen. We are going to roll through an Eagles draft very shortly here. Phil can't let Reddick go like a 14. Dude, you know what? You guys crushed me on this yesterday. But then I got DMs after the show from other people that weren't commenting, that are like me, that aren't ready to accept it. Because I think we are a worse team now without Haason Reddick than we were with. And I don't understand why you guys are so easily moved on. We draft a defensive end in the first round. Just argument's sake, name-wise, seen it a lot in mock drafts, Chop Robinson, edge, Penn State. We are not going to make up Haason Reddick by bringing in Chop Robinson. It'll help. Yep, maybe Nolan Smith takes the next step forward, sure. But you just got rid of a guy that had 27 snaps or 27 sacks in the last 2 years for a conditional second-round pick in 2026. It doesn't make sense to me still. And yes, I am having a hard time getting over it, but there are a lot of Eagles fans that are that are similarly thinking as me. Can we be factual, not speculative? Well, unfortunately, Nitro, being a fan, there's a lot of speculative. There's a lot of emotion involved in being a fan. We could discuss the validity. I think some of these rumors are not valid. On the flip side, I think some of them might be. I don't believe the validity of the chasing sack rumor. I think Reddick wanted to win. But I do believe the validity of the rumor that he's not a fan of the Fangio system and didn't want to play in that kind of a system. Everywhere he's gone, when they have him excessively drop into cover, Arizona a couple years ago, Eagles under Gannon, he has said he does not like doing it. He wanted out of Arizona because they were dropping him into coverage. He wants to just rush the passer and play behind the line of scrimmage. Just saying. So I believe that rumor, or there's some validness to that rumor, is what I'll say. Yes, peanuts. Schefter saying Phil is making the move. So yeah, I go with tackle from Washington, Fatima or some. He's strong and quick and smart. It's true. The rumors are from different solid. Some are from good sources. Some are not. Whatever. Everybody has their sources that they like to hear from, or their people they like. Um, we'll see. We'll see. But it just helps further the fact that I can't get over this deal. Personally, can't get over it. Thanks for sending Reddick to Jets. Jerks, he gonna hit Allen. Yeah. Well, he played against Allen last year too. The Reddick move stung a little bit, but if the scheme don't fit, you got to get something from him. Exactly. And I really truly believe the rumors that he just doesn't want to be a coverage guy. And if you guys think that Jonathan Gannon had him dropping back too much in coverage, just wait till Vic Fangio would have gotten here. He's gonna have freaking Jalen Carter dropping back into coverage at times. He's gonna have Jordan. I bet you see Jordan Davis dropping in the cover. No, maybe that's a little bit extreme, but you get what I'm saying. Fangio loves to have exotic little dropbacks, and other people. It's going to happen a lot more than people realize. Miami Dion Jordan 2.0. Yeah, I don't know about that. Are we getting the big news then draft? Or are we getting the draft? I don't know when I might save the breaking news for tomorrow. I don't know. Got so much going on, man. My mind is so warped right now. I got settlement on my new home on Monday. We're moving the week after that. Breaking news. I got a busy ass pizza shop with not enough employees. There's so much shit going on in my life. My mind is just a jumbled mess right now. Thank goodness for certain things, or I wouldn't be sleeping at night. Just going to say that right there. So, without further ado, let's do this. Let's go with my first mock draft of the season. Gannon defense worked, so why don't we focus on that? Wasn't Gannon a Fangio disciple? Yeah, Gannon's defense worked a lot better here in Philly than people realize, Travis. Everyone hates Jonathan Gannon for the Super Bowl, but it's a lot better than people realize or remember. This channel is in shambles. I'm in shambles. I am. It's nothing to unveil. We are going to do it live on the air. Maybe later today, maybe tomorrow. We'll see. Release the Kraken. Yeah. All right. So let's see. So it's very hard to trade up. So we're not gonna trade up in any of these rounds, but we're gonna check the trades that are proposed to me as this goes. We're gonna start this draft. Okay. Resume draft. Then we're gonna pause it. All right. So we're 10 picks into this draft. The mock draft. I'm just operating as the Eagles. They went obviously quarterback first too. New England not taking a quarterback. That's surprising right there. Jaden Daniels still on the board after 5 rounds. Marvin Harrison to the Cardinals, as expected. The Giants going with a wide receiver. Stupid. Dallas Turner. All right, so that's it. Joel, one of the best tackles in the draft, goes 10 there. All right, let's keep this rolling here. All right, here we are at pick 22. Before we look at these trade proposals, right now on the board for the Eagles, top choices on the board for the Eagles right now. Johnny Newton, defensive tackle. Byron Murphy, who I've mocked a bunch of times to the Eagles. Jackson Powers Johnson, best center in the draft. You've got Chop Robinson. Nate Wiggins, one of the best corners. Kool-Aid McKinstry way down here. McKinstry, sorry. Cooper DeJean. There are some really, really good names here. So if this played out this way, and this was who was available, I truly believe Howie will trade down in this situation. I'm going to look at these trade proposals that were offered for me for 22. But I can, if this is how the first 21 picks plays out, and how he hasn't traded up or traded this pick for Patrick Surtain, which I was trying to find a really good trade. Like, you can't use the PFF trade thing. I have to use the PFM because you got to pay for it. But I'm trying to find a place where I could do player trade because on PFN you can't trade players. So I would love to try to get Patrick Surtain here, but they won't let me. So let's look at some of the offers that I'm offered. So the Bengals are offering me 49, 80, 97, and a second next year for 22. I don't want to trade back that far. Dallas has offered me a second round pick to trade back 2 spots. I'm giving up 120. I think I'm going to pass on both those trades. I am. And I think we're going to go with a defense. I'm tough here. I'm thinking Byron Murphy with this pick. Let's see what we got comment wise here. I hope we get an easy schedule with this new team. They'll put together late at most. Koopa DeJean. You want Koopa DeJean? I'm going Byron Murphy. I think that's what I'm going with. Yeah. Marshawn wants me to take that Dallas trade. You're okay giving up 120 too? So you're giving up a 4th round pick to trade back 2 spots and getting a second next year. What are we going with? Are we going with that Dallas trade? Or are we going? I don't know. I'm content taking, but also if I take that Dallas trade and trade back 2 spots, I'm still going to have probably one of the defensive tackles, still Chop Robinson, a cornerback, a safety. There's going to be still a lot left on the board. So, all right, for Marshawn's sake, we're going to accept this trade because I think it's better than I realized. All right, so now I'm getting another offer here. Let's hide this real quick. So it went Jackson Powers, the center, went to Dallas, and Byron Murphy off the board. So now we still got a bunch of really high quality. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys that I would consider taking here. And now we got 31 and 63 from San Francisco on the board. Now, I don't think realistically San Francisco and Howie Roseman would work together. We also got Cincinnati again trying to get these picks from me and everything. They're trying really hard to get up in the first round. I think I stay here at 24. Man, I'm torn between Cooper DeJean, Johnny Newton, and Chop Robinson. I think in this situation, Howie takes the defensive end. I want him to take a different position, but in this position, I don't think so. I think I go Nate Wiggins or Koopa here. Phil going to trade out of the first round. I don't want to trade out of the first round, but I did do it yesterday, and I'll see if I can find that and show you guys how that worked out. All right, I'm gonna go. It's my mock draft, not your mock draft, guys. So, take this. That pick 63 is not big. No. We're staying. We're taking the defense end because we do need to replace Haason Reddick now. We do. The Chop Robinson it is. Did it just freeze up? God damn it. And this is what I hate about PFN here. It freezes up so often. Now it won't let me pick anybody in the draft. This is the problem with PFN. And this is why you don't do mock drafts live on the air. Because now the one button I need isn't working. So let's see if I take anybody else. Can I take anybody else? No. Now the draft isn't working. All right. So we're going to start again here. Restart the draft. This is why I hate freaking PFN. I hate that Pro Football PFF started charging for their draft. I really do. I hate that they did that because their mock draft site was better than anybody else without a doubt. We should trade our first pick along with Josh Sweat and get an elite corner. Well, I've been talking about it. That I want Patrick Surtain. Phil won't draft Kool-Aid because he can't pronounce his name. It's because I don't know his name. All right. Thank God it's froze. Trading back was a mistake given who was on the board. All right. Well, we're gonna find out. Let's try this again. Oh, now this is a trade I can get behind. Detroit 29 and 61, 32-64 in a second. What else we got on the board? 38, 106, a first and a second. This is something that I've seen come up a lot. That Tennessee wants on our draft pick here. Massively. Detroit trade looks good. This is the thing here. But before I do these, all right. So now the way this round played out, Dallas Turner is still on the board. 6'2", 247, defensive end from Alabama. You got one of the best tackles in the draft. And Mims still on the board. We're going Dallas Turner. We're not even looking at the others. Did I not click fast? This is going to move so drastically slow. You and I know those are crap trades. They are. A lot of the trades that these things offer, they're not good. They're not at all. Very, very unrealistic what they do. Yeah, Turner. I mean, gotta love Turner there for sure. I doubt he falls to 22. Some drastic things would have to happen. I definitely picked the wrong speed here. All right, now we're at pick 50. Not taking that. I would consider this, obviously. Picking up a first round pick next year and a third. But we're not going to go with these crazy trades because that's unrealistic. So now we're sitting here at 50. Obviously, Edrin Cooper's there. But you also got Cooper Beebe. We need line help. We need depth at line. Howie has shown with Cam Jurgens and Jordan Dickerson or Landon Dickerson drafting linemen in the second round is one of his new MOs. Yeah, this is why you don't trade with Dallas. You never trade with Dallas. First and second from Tennessee isn't far-fetched given their history. Yeah, that is true. So I'm trying not to let this freeze again. Do I appease the people here? You guys, the fans, and draft Edrin Cooper, or do I take the chance that he'll still be there in 3 picks, and I go with what Howie will do here and draft Cooper Beebe? And that's what I do right there. And I lucked out. Edrin Cooper still on the board, although they're offering me a little trade there. Nah, we're gonna skip the trades. We're just gonna go straight up here. And now the Eagles get their linebacker, Edrin Cooper. I think we're working on a pretty solid draft here so far. Edrin Cooper. Cooper. Everybody likes Cooper DeJean and Cooper, Edrin Cooper. You know, I think so far, this is a pretty solid draft. We've addressed needs. Getting a defensive end, edge rusher. We've addressed needs. Getting a guard in case Tyler Steen is not the answer. We've addressed a need. Getting the linebacker of the future that could be groomed under Devin White this year. These first 3 picks that I've made on this first Eagles mock draft 1.0 could not be any better so far. Cooper is the pick at 53, not at 50, because I took a big chance there that he was still going to be there 3 picks later. Bet. Stop with the bet. We all have we all love the Coopers. Yeah, I guess. I don't get it. I really don't know how I picked the slow version of the mock draft. And we're waiting here for pick 120 in the 4th round now for the Eagles. Some really interesting names still on the board here. We got guys that are ranked inside the top 100. I could trade 120 for 129. No, we're not going to do that. All right, now is where we get crazy or interesting. Because now there's some things you could do. You could go with a running back. You can go with defensive tackle, which I still think is a need. You can go with safety. Here's where we're at. I'm going to wait for some people to comment. I would lean positionally wise to the safety Jaden Hicks or to Mason Smith, defensive tackle, because they are the positions I feel we need to address at this 120 spot. Defensive tackle, safety, and whatnot. But I'm going to let you guys look at this board and tell me what you would want to do. Now, mind you, your next pick is 161. 41 picks till you get to pick again. There are some names here. Jamari Thrash. Any relation to James Thrash? I didn't even know there was a kid with the name Thrash in the comments. Hicks is Marshawn's selection or Jalen Wright. We need wide receiver. We do need wide receiver. Let me see. Where is the first wide receiver that's left ranked? Thrash at 125. I don't know. I'm not sure. We got an Allen. Everybody's saying somebody, but nobody's saying the same people. I'm thinking Hicks because of the safety position. That would be my prediction in this spot. So we're going to hit that draft. Now we got to wait till pick 161. And at this point, here is where we're at. Dallas Turner, Cooper Beebe, Edrin Cooper, Jaden Hicks. Can't be disappointed with that so far, right? That's a pretty solid draft for now. Is it James Thrash's son? Like, I don't know. Didn't know there was a kid by the name of Thrash in this draft. Did not know that. But we're learning about it right now. Let me know. Do we like this draft so far? I'm addressing needs. I'm grabbing valuable players. I don't think this is too far off of a realistic scenario in the draft. Now we're up here at 161. We need a tight end. That is on the board. Jarrett Wiley. And I'm afraid to click on their player profiles because sometimes that freezes up the PFN site. I'm not giving glowing reviews of PFN right now, just so you know. But we need a tight end. So we draft a tight end there at 161. Now we're going to have our 171, 172, our back-to-back picks here coming up in a second. This is where we go best player in positions of need. Zach Zittner did I miss him just now? I did not see him on the board. Can I get a quick recap? Had to drop my son off at school. Yes, picks, Peanut. This is where, as we're on the board now, these were my picks. Dallas Turner, edge, 22. Cooper Beebe, guard, 50. Edrin Cooper, linebacker. We've addressed it. 3 defensive positions, 2 offensive positions, all positions in need massively. And now here we are with back-to-back picks 171, 172. We can address lots here. Who's the best wide receiver left on the board at this time? Oh, Jalen Coker goes to Holy Cross. Got to pick a guy like that, right? I don't know about that. 171 might be too high for him. Maybe 172, but not 171. Do we know anything about this TCU running back? Another linebacker, double dip there. An offensive tackle. We need more offensive line draft. That we're taking a tackle for sure. No doubt about it there. All right. And then a backup lineman, another linebacker. There we go. That's where we're at so far. Best Cooper available. Yeah, exactly. Zach wasn't there anymore. Yeah, that's what I thought. You got to go skill position now. Maybe. Who are they? After we get past the pick 120, I don't know who any of these players are. I really could do just a 4-round draft, and that's it, and be very happy because I don't know these guys. I'm just going on positions of need. I'm going positions of need and best available. Okay? That is what I look at this point. And hoping that some of these guys fill specific needs on this team. And I think my last pick is up now. Pick number 210. I never drafted a wide receiver. So best wide receiver available. 6 foot 205. Sure. Why not? All right, we'll get to the draft recap in a second here. I picked names specifically that I can pronounce. Just so you know. That there was a root. There was a reason I drafted the way I did. I wanted to be able to pronounce it. No, I'm not in the mood to challenge myself this morning. We'll save that. Everybody wants me. Everybody just wants me drafting names that I can't pronounce. Nobody cares about what it does to my emotional state when I mispronounce a name. Yeah, K1, I'll beat you to it by a few seconds. Puka Nakua. See, I think I got that one right, actually. So that makes it a little less cool if I'm getting it right. All right, final draft right here. We have addressed a massive amount of needs on this team. Edge, guard, linebacker, safety, tight end. We've addressed it all. We've got depth for the offensive line, a project at linebacker, a wide receiver project. These are all important players. But I also think it's a very unrealistic draft because I really, really find it hard to believe that Dallas Turner will fall to 22. This is how the first round played out. How did he fall to 2022 or to 22 spot? Get some really good guys go ahead of him. Jackson Powers went way earlier than I expected. Who else went after I took at 22? Coleman, Mims. I'm just looking at how this Kool-Aid didn't go till 27. DeJean 28. Bo Nix, man. That's going to be a bust of a first round quarterback right there. Put into a place where he can't succeed. But this is my first mock draft on this show. Hakuna Matata. See, I could say that too. An unrealistic mock. Say it ain't so. They all are. But I can only pick the players that are left on the board in these mocks. Again, PFF really F the fans, making us pay for it. No offense to you guys. I'm not paying PFF to run mock drafts on their site. It just wouldn't work for me. TMZ thinks it's a fire draft. I'd be very happy with the first three rounds. If this is the way the Eagles come out with the first 3 rounds, I would be an excessively happy person. We know what Howie likes to do. And I think the first 2 picks, edge and guard, fit right in line with who Howie is. Howie Roseman's a guy that's going to draft trenches, if available, and if it's a position in need, early. And that's what I did here. I went with the trenches. Because when in doubt, what would Howie do? Where did Cooper or Chop Robinson went 26? I was just curious where he fell in this whole thing. But I'd be very content with this draft. Very, very content if this is the way it played out. No running back pick. Did I not pick a running back? I did not pick a running back. Yeah, so what? You get a running back on the undrafted free agent wire. Sometimes I have, sometimes I haven't. Never before round 5 have I picked one. Exactly. This draft really fits the what would Howie do, because he's addressing positions in need. He's dressing the positions he values the most early. I still find it hard to believe that even the Koopa, the Edrin Koopa, would be picked at 53. I find it hard to imagine that Howie will do it. Especially considering, can I see who was on the board when I took Cooper? I took Cooper at 53. You had you had a run of wide receivers right after that. You had a tight end, another good edge rusher that could go earlier, Chris Braswell. There's a lot of guys that went right after him that were very, very likely more of a Howie type pick. So I find it hard to imagine or to foresee Howie doing it. But if the board played out this way, maybe he would. He would definitely pass on him at 50 and then take him at 53 if that scenario played out that way. But would you guys be happy if this is the way Howie makes no trades, he stays pat, and this is the way it played out? Would you be happy? What would you grade this draft if this is what Howie Roseman did? We're going to mix up the screen a little bit. We're going to put me a little bit bigger here. You guys missing my pretty face. How would you grade this draft? Just solely on the first 3-4 picks, I'm grading this draft a B plus A minus. Needs, not all flashy picks, because obviously BB drafting a guard in the second round is not a sexy pick. But you drafted line on both sides of the ball, and you got a linebacker for the future. To me, this is a winning draft, at least at the start. The start is an A. I don't know about the rest, so I'll just be conservative and say B plus. But I think this is a solid draft if this is the way it went for the Eagles. What are the chances we trade out of the first round and kill the second round? Well, Peanut, funny you asked that. I'm going to leave that up there for 1 second. I've been doing a lot of mock drafts on Twitter. I'm going to pull up the one from yesterday, and I traded out of the first round. Okay? I made a couple trades and traded out of it. So we're going to pull that up here in a second. Let me get these other comments. Hey, Phil, your first 3 picks is very possible to become a reality, if not Dallas Turner. I think Latu from UCLA. I grade your mock an A. I appreciate that. Let me see where Latu went in the first round. I think he was already. Oh, I'm on round 2 right there. Hold on a second. Latu went. Wow. This is where Dallas Turner won't fall because there's no way Latu goes number 9. Dallas Turner has a better chance of going 9 than Latu, in my opinion. This mock draft definitely played out a little interesting, in my opinion. Um, but yeah, I agree. I think it works out pretty well. Surprise, surprise. Phil gives himself a B plus. I'm a B plus player. I'm a B plus player, guys. See, I always find a way to throw a little WrestleMania into the conversation. A little WrestleMania. We'll do a WrestleMania preview. The final 30 minutes of tomorrow's show. I'm going to predict all the matches that have been announced, the winners, and we'll see how accurate I am. There's going to be a lot of trades ahead of us over the quarterback and wide receiver action. Very fair point. There's a scenario. And see, this is where this mock draft, see, I can only go with what the mock draft. Only three quarterbacks went in the first 3 picks. But there are some other quarterbacks that I think could go early. Where's the 4th quarterback taken? Was the 4th quarterback Bo Nix? I think 5 quarterbacks can go. I think 4 quarterbacks could go in the first 10, 12 picks. Oh, no. There was J.J. McCarthy at the Jets 10. So we did get 4 top 10 and then 5 in the first round. That is going to be the scenario that plays out. People are going to draft these quarterbacks. And I don't know enough about all these guys. I'm not a Caleb Williams fan. I think he's a little mature. I think his ego's too big for the situation he's going to go into. So I think I'm trying to judge whether this draft class quarterback-wise is going to be like the Zach Wilson, Justin Fields, Trevor Lawrence. Caleb Williams, I could see being, average like Trevor Lawrence. Then I could see a lot of these other guys being the Zach Wilsons, Trey Lances, Justin Fields of the world, Mac Jones of the world. Just disappointments. Like none of these quarterbacks, and mind you, I have not watched a lot of film on these guys. I watch minimal college football. At this time of year, I start building for the draft. But that's it. And I don't think there's an elite franchise cornerstone in this group. I think there's a few, at least one okay quarterback, but I don't think this quarterback class is elite at all. Haha, what a mark. I'm a mark? What? No. I think Howie trades up for Turner if he's there at 15. Yeah, 22 to 15, it's not going to cost you a hell of a lot. I can see that. I think these quarterbacks fall and fall hard. I agree. I don't like this quarterback class, especially the situations that they're going into. Because when you're drafted early in the first round, first, second, third, fourth, whatever, there's certain expectations placed on you, and you're forced to start way too soon in your career. More times than not, you're going to fail. Like Bryce Young, his career is probably ruined. Went to a terrible situation. He wasn't ready or capable of meeting the needs of. He's a guy that should have been sitting in Carolina for 2 years. But now you may have ruined his confidence. Very few first round quarterback picks are ready to go to the crap teams. Exactly. Now you have to look at some of the teams. Are they crap teams with good organizations or crap teams with crap organizations? And there's a difference there. Chicago, Caleb Williams, it's a crap organization. Washington, they're trying to change it. We don't know. New England, new whole everything there. Don't know. The Jets, now, I don't think the Jets and J.J. McCarthy, if that's how it went, it's a good situation. He could sit behind Aaron Rodgers for a year, learn the game. That'd be good. Bo Nix to Detroit. That's a good situation for him. Sit behind Jared Goff for the next 2 years and learn. That would be great. Back to my Eagles draft there. This quarterback class is considered much better than next year's. That's the so there's deeper knowledge on quarterbacks and college football than I have, K1. That's a shame because I think this quarterback class is very, to use the word the cool kids use, very mid. And if next year's class is even worse, that's not good because there's going to be teams that need quarterbacks next year too. The NFL franchises have just, I know it's a quarterback driven league, but have put such an onus on drafting quarterbacks early in the draft that they They screw the pooch far too often. And it sets your team back. Sometimes it's okay to not draft a quarterback in the first round. Some of the best quarterbacks in the NFL right now were not first round quarterbacks or top 10 quarterbacks, even. If you want to go a little further, Jalen Hurts. Just saying. A whole bunch of them, though. It's okay. Very rarely does it work out when you trade the massive amount of capital that it costs to get up in the top 5 to draft your quarterback. Very rarely does it work out. Teams will be desperate to take their shot now. Won't be surprised to see Penix. Yeah, I mean, nothing quarterback related surprises me when it comes to the draft. Because everybody wants their franchise quarterback. And they trick themselves, K1. They convince themselves that these guys can be fine, that they can get their hands on them and get them to turn into something that they're not capable of being. And to me, that's frustrating. Nick Foles and Wentz are great quarterbacks, but in bad situations. How sad, but it's reality. Hurts, lucky. Didn't Carson Wentz just sign with the Kansas City Chiefs? I saw that just after April Fool's Day, so I didn't know if that was a real thing or not. So yeah, that's interesting there. Yeah, I mean, look, you as a franchise, will there ever come a time? And we'll get back to the draft in a second. And I want to show you because Peanut asked for my trading out of the first round mock draft. But is there ever going to come a time that teams realize that they've been wrong all along in the way they manage quarterbacks in the NFL, in the sense of where to draft them, where to select them? Is quarterbacks ever going to turn into a situation where teams avoid quarterbacks till the second, third round? Now, another thing with the quarterbacks is draft them in the first round gives you one more year because you get the 5th year option till you have to pay them. If they are the elite quarterback, if they're drafted later, you got to pay them after 3 or 4 rounds versus 4 or 5 rounds. So that plays into it as well. We're going to stop this share screen for a minute here. And we're going to pull up because we were asked Super Bowl 2-time champs, Carson Wentz. Yeah. Carson Wentz goes to the Chiefs, and this will be the year the Chiefs tank or fall apart, and he still won't get to play in a Super Bowl. Yeah. Something like that, maybe. I don't know. All right, so we're going to share a different screen now. Present, share screen, Twitter. And this here is for Mr. Peanut. This was me trading out of the first round yesterday. Picked up a Houston 20-25 second round pick. I picked up 42 and 59. So here we are. I still got BB and Cooper in this mock draft. Still addressed defensive tackle and tight end and got a couple late edge rushers. But again, I still get Cooper BB. I still get Edrin Koopa. Sweat, another Sweat on the line, Sweat 1, Sweat 2. Keon Coleman, a very solid wide receiver that could start in the slot right away and be a guy that has a major upgrade over Quez Watkins. So this is what it looks like, Peanut, if you trade out of the first round. Thank you, sir. The numbers just prove that drafting quarterbacks in the first round is a crapshoot. It is. Now, the only thing I will say, and I think there is a part to it, that drafting a quarterback in the first round is you get the financial stability for one more year. I think that definitely plays a factor in it as well. Now, I would be more in the boat of saying that, go ahead and invest in that quarterback. But if you've got a terrible situation to force your quarterback, I still remember, I'm old. I remember when Carson Palmer got drafted 1 overall. And he was clearly a head and shoulders above anybody the Bengals had on their roster. But they made their number 1 overall quarterback, Carson Palmer, sit his entire freshman year, first year, rookie year at quarterback. And he was a better quarterback. Now, his career didn't pan out, injuries and whatnot, but just letting them sit. You do not have to rush your franchise quarterback out there. Like the Colts last year, they brought in Gardner Minshew to be that bridge to Anthony Richardson. But instead, they just started Anthony Richardson right away. And he suffered. Now he got hurt. I don't know how he would have developed. But Anthony Richardson was not a good enough quarterback to be starting over Gardner Minshew. He needed a year to learn. Bryce Young last year. Now CJ Stroud, on the other hand, did succeed. It's different. But, you know, the CJ Stroud scenario happens a lot less frequently than the Anthony Richardson, the Bryce Young, the Zach Wilson. I said it the day one that Zach Wilson got drafted. I'm like, that was a bad pick because he's going to be put in a situation where he's going to fail. And look, his career might be ruined. You still have to roll the dice. You do. I get it. But what you do is you can groom them better. You can groom them and make them wait. You can make them, learn. Even in the Eagles scenario with Donovan McNabb, you brought in Doug Peterson, and even though McNabb was a better quarterback immediately than Doug Peterson, what was it, guys? Like week 8, week 9, before Donovan McNabb started starting for the Eagles his rookie year, which, by the way, today's the anniversary of us trading Donovan McNabb to the Redskins. I could say the Redskins because that was their team name back then. Little, what was that? Like 14, what was that, 2010? Happened on Easter. I think it was 14 years ago, 2010. But it is the anniversary of the Donovan McNabb trade to Washington, which shocked me in the moment, but then turned out to be a pretty smart move. So maybe the scenarios these teams need to. I see a. Oh man, I'm reading the current comment, but I'm also following some of the other comments, and I saw Peanut's comment, and I don't know if I can put that up on the screen. I'm not sure. I'm all for trading back if we don't. This was my trade back out of the first round mock yesterday. Just so you know, that's on the screen here. And it doesn't really change much. It picks up more assets. It gets you more players, and future picks. Rolling the dice on a quarterback before solidifying the roster is a recipe for disaster. As Chicago, absolutely. You have to coach them up. That's always been the Bears' problem. Well, that's another thing. The Bears have been a terribly run organization. I mean, how long ago was Matt Nagy hired? That was like 5 years ago, and then he got fired. I mean, they've been a bad team for a long time, bad organization for a long time. I'm just going to flash it up and flash it off. I'm just going to take it off really quickly. Traded 5 for a second and a fourth, and I thought it was terrible. And the very next year, they traded McNabb for like what, a 6th-round pick? It was insane. Oh, I was so upset. I was such a big Don McNabb fan. I really was. You guys and the jokes. You guys and the jokes. You guys, But anyway, we're going to pull these mocks off the board here. And just, by the way, he also hit his first home run for the Dodgers last night. Just saying. Chicago GM and organization want everything all at once. They don't get that they need their O-line steady before getting quarterback 1. That's fine. Draft your quarterback 1. Draft Caleb Williams. But then sit him until you got your offensive line situated, until you've got your defense situated. Don't put him in a horrible situation that he's going to fail. Because that's what teams are doing to these quarterbacks. Zach Wilson should have sat for 3 years. And maybe he would have turned into a solid quarterback. Here's the complete opposite. Would have Aaron Rodgers become who he was if he started game 1 instead of sitting 3 years, 4 years, whatever it was, behind Brett Favre in Green Bay? Now, I don't know if Jordan Love's going to become the next Aaron Rodgers, but they did him a positive by making him sit for a few years. Some teams still do that. Jalen Hurts sat at first. He played 4 games his rookie year? It's okay to do that. I wish more teams did do that, but they don't. We don't build around Hurts. We let go of Wentz, unlike Dallas. We didn't build around Hurts. We let go of Wentz, unlike the Dallas. We did build around Jalen Hurts. We got him weapons. Donovan Wormburner McNabb, yeah, the Worm Man, is the main reason Andy never got his trophy there. I said it. You're talking to, I still always, I'm a Mr. McNabb. I don't hang it up because I don't want to take the abuse, but I always have my McNabb jersey sitting. And this is why you don't buy jerseys that are white. Somewhere on there's a pizza sauce stain. That's why you don't do it. I've always got my Donovan McNabb jersey ready to go. There will be no besmirching the name Don McNabb, the football player, the analyst, the media member, the post-playing career Don McNabb. Besmirch that all you want. We should ask Isaiah Rodgers about the over-under how he traded. Stop. 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 You have to fall quickly in today's NFL. You have to fail quickly. Fail or fall. I can't even read that, even with glasses. You have to fail quickly in today's NFL. Well, you don't have to. Teams can try to think big picture. And that's the thing with the Eagles. Eagles and Howie Roseman, he's thinking now because he's got the franchise. But all these moves, like I might not like the Reddick move, but I guess I get it. You know, it's a big picture down the line, getting an extra second-round pick in 2026. That's thinking big picture. Not rushing your quarterback, thinking big picture. Like if you go to that draft I did, yeah, Caleb Williams will start game one, but Jaden Daniels shouldn't be starting day one. Drake May definitely shouldn't be starting day one. J.J. McCarthy shouldn't be starting day one. That's where they fail. I thought 2010 Eagles with Vic was going to win it for us. That offense was elite and fun. Oh, man. Starship number 7, man. Some of the best we've ever seen there. Zach Wilson was never going to cut it. I agree. I thought he was a terrible prospect, but maybe he cuts it a little bit better if his confidence isn't ruined. Now, think of it this way. A lot of these guys that fail, they're 21-year-old kids, 22-year-old kids put into unsuccessful situations. Situations are bound. You're putting so much pressure on a young kid. I don't know about you, K1, but when I was 21, 22, I made a lot of dumbass mistakes in my life and dumbass decisions. And that's what happens. I wasn't mature at 21, 22. I was chasing tail, gambling, and drinking every day and still working. I mean, and you're asking these guys to go in and instantly succeed in an NFL where grown men are chasing after them on defense. They're going to fail. HC, what's up? I still think there needs to be a developmental farm team minor league affiliate for every NFL team. HC, that's a big, deep, wormhole right there. I agree with you. There needs to be more development. And there's enough, how do I say this? There's enough interest in football that they could do it. Like the UFL, now that it's called that, when it was USFL and XFL, arena football, there's a lot of indoor leagues. They're nice alternative spring leagues to watch football, but they're not directly linked. The UFL, if they wanted to get, or the XFL wanted to get more mainstream, they would run parallel to the NFL. And they would partner with the NFL and become farm teams. You can have one farm team for two teams. You can pair up team organizations if you wanted to. The original G League, when it was just that, the Sixers, before they had the Blue Coats, there were players from multiple teams on the same route, and you protected, so many guys on a team. There is a market for it. It takes time to develop. Now the G League is a big deal. It's aired on TV and stuff like that. You could follow the format of what got the G League to where it is now with the NFL. You could. And it would be a great way to have a farm system. And you can run the games parallel. Basically, your practice squad could be bigger, and your practice squad can play on Saturdays, like a JV, and the NFL games can play on Sunday. I'm telling you, it would be massive. Massive, massive opportunity being missed there. McNabb was the best quarterback we've had in Philly. Look at the stats. His personality just never solidified with the fan base, and then he started trying too hard to get a fake personality. Yeah. The fake personality thing, Doc. I started seeing that as soon as T.O. came here. When he was trying to be cool, buddy with T.O., doing commercials and interviews, and they're giggling and laughing, it seemed so fake and forced from Donovan. It did. I still bought into it, and I still loved it, There is no announcement. I was just teasing. No, I'm just kidding. There is an announcement. We'll talk about that in a few minutes here. Vic was great for 6 games. Then he was a turnover machine. Yeah, but he was still pretty exciting there. That Washington game, I thought after that Washington game from Vic with Deshaun Jackson, I thought we were winning the Super Bowl. Any Eagles fan that didn't think they were winning the Super Bowl after that game, you're lying. If you predict a winning team, then you have to stack up as many draft picks as possible so you have the capital to make moves on draft day. Howie is banking picks for a reason. I agree. Agree. NCAA is the farm team for the NFL without having cost to the NFL. Maybe. I want Jeff Stoutland having some control over the offensive linemen that we're grooming for the future. I want, Nick Sirianni, or I want my quarterback of the future learning from the system. Yeah, I think there is a room for it. Gambling at 21, call the hotline. Dude, I was gambling a lot earlier than 21. Still remember the first time I went to a casino that I already gambled in. And they looked at me like, oh, it's your birthday today? I'm like, yeah. How old are you? I'm like, 21. They're like, oh, hold on. We just lost our jobs. Yeah. Nick Foles, Djax Shady was let go, and it could have been the one-team dynasty. Yeah, man, that was a special time. Guys, you're watching Trending in the AM right here on Philadelphia Sports Network. I am Phil Stiefel. Make sure you are following me on any social media platform you could find me on. Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, my personal YouTube page, linked in the description below. There will be a big announcement coming next week. And I'm going to tease it right now. I can't say all of it right here on the air. But yes, Trending in the AM, as is right here, will be coming to an end very soon. It's still going to go on. It just is not going to be where you're watching it right now. That is the breaking news. I am going to be taking a leave from PSN. Not taking a leave, leaving, just straight up leaving. Nothing against them. We'll get into more details on it tomorrow. But that is why you've got to be following me or my personal pages, because that's the only way you're going to find out the exact location I'm going to after my time is done. I will be doing a show tomorrow. There will be no show Monday. Tuesday, I've got my Masters preview show Tuesday night. And then after that, I'll be taking about 2 weeks off to move into my new house, get my new house set up. And then in 2 weeks, I will be re-debuting Trending in the AM with fresh graphics, fresh everything on a new network. We'll get into that. But you got to follow me to find out the information. We're going to be promoting it big time. But yes, it's okay. Don't worry. Trending in the AM is only taking a short hiatus because I'm moving. That's the only thing. The moving is crazy. Eric, what is up? Good morning, my man. Welcome. What? Yes. I'll take Nick Foles over McNabb any day. All that matters is the Super Bowl. That one game is more memorable. Yeah, well, yeah. Vader, no. No. You guys can still follow me. You can still follow me. Phil, you can't hold wood or what? Oh, man. When can we go live again? We're going live again tomorrow. Don't worry. Wait, you're leaving? I didn't see that coming. Peanut, you're a friend. You know the deal. Are you joining? No, I am not going all city. No. I will say a little. I knew Anthony Gargano was going to be their morning show host, and they're, he's my enemy now because he's my competitor. But John Paul Parcero, he's my friend. I consider him a friend. I wish him nothing but luck. But look, you only miss the shots you don't take in life. And I took my shot. Like 6 months ago when they were just getting started, I'm like, the only thing you guys are missing is a morning show. I sent them a message. I'm like, yo, you should put me as your morning show because, look, all city, you can crush them if you want. You can like them if you want, whatever. But they are another alternative, and they got a big budget, and big budgets mean big money. So, yes, I reached out, and they just flat out said no, they weren't interested in adding a morning show yet. And then I'm like, oh, it's because Anthony Gargano, once his little lawsuit settles, he's going to be doing the morning show. So I called that months and months ago that that's what it was going to be. I only discovered you because of PSN. Well, now you've got to follow along. Some of the people in the Core 12 have been following me through my entire podcast journey, which has been going on since early 2020. Duck, I love you. The Core 12's got to follow me wherever I go. And I will announce it on my personal pages next week where I will be headed. Okay. And I will give a little bit more details on it tomorrow. But it just timing of it all worked out perfectly because I was going to work and then switch over one day to the next, and this house hunting thing and buying a house. Perfect time for me to take a 2-week little hiatus to get myself moved into my new house. I can use these mornings to pack and stuff like that. And then, then bam, I've just scheduled my Comcast installation at my new house. So yeah, ready to roll. I am not joining Jacob. I don't think Jacob would hire me. I think I have bashed them one too many times. So yeah, we will follow you, Phil, to the end of the earth. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I expect you all to be joining me where I go. That's right. Core 12 for life. Well, let's just keep going though with the show today. Ocean's 5 Casino Beckons. Phil showing that Ted DiBiase was right. Everyone's got to. Tomorrow we will do WrestleMania predictions. Tomorrow we will. We will. The $1 billion man. Yeah, because I'm broke now. I bought a house. As my man Manny would say, I'm broke. That's what he always tells me. This 12-team fans are waiting. Yeah. Eric, yeah, brilliant. Yeah, exactly. That's right. Look, I appreciate you all. We've had a good 13 months here on PSN. Nothing but love for Liam and the crew here. But yeah, my time is coming to an end. In this business, you move to continue growing. That's what it is. You're going to move, continue to grow. The core 12 might become the core 40 with a new audience. Never know. But I will always love you guys because train the AM in the last year from where I was 13, 14 months ago, and this is not a knock on DSM where I was before, from where training the AM is now, from where it was then, head and shoulders better, head and shoulders bigger, head and shoulders more well known. Still the first daily YouTube morning show in the Philadelphia area ever. We're just going to continue growing it. So stay tuned for that information. But we're going to continue talking. We got 20 minutes left in today's show. And I think we transition a little bit here. We've talked Eagles. We did the draft. I don't know what we'll talk about tomorrow. Maybe we'll do another mock draft. We're doing WrestleMania tomorrow, too. We'll talk about tonight's Sixers game tomorrow. But the Sixers play tonight against the Heat. There's rumor. Joel Embiid is questionable for tonight. They might sit him. I don't know. Don't think they should. I would hope that Tyrese Maxey is back tonight. But I'm really, really interested to find out what people think the Sixers rotation and starting lineup should be come playoff time. You got realistically 9 men that are in the rotation with 2 at the back end in Mo Bamba and KJ Martin, who won't see the floor in the playoffs most likely. But obviously Embiid, Harris, Maxey are starting. Might not like the Harris starting, but he's going to start. If he hasn't been benched yet, he's not going to. And that leaves you with the decision of Buddy Hield, Kyle Lowry, Kelly Oubre, Cam Payne, Nicholas Batum. Those 5 guys need to start in 2 positions. And if I was writing the lineup, I know he's been on the bench for a while now, but I'm putting Buddy Hield and Kyle Lowry in the starting lineup. I know it's a little small, but that is what I would do rotationally wise. And then I would have Oubre because I think Oubre's perfect off the bench. Cam Payne off the bench. Paul Reed's obviously the backup center. How do you, as an alcoholic, wake up and do a full hour show? It's not an hour show. It's a 90-minute show. Peanut, first off, you are what us drinkers strive to be, a real American hero. I'm a functioning alcoholic. I shouldn't make fun of that. There are people with real problems out there. But yeah, it's tough. Let me tell you something, Peanut. Some mornings, it's tough. I didn't have a drink last night. Did some other things, but didn't drink last night. I needed a break after the weekend in the mountains. Plus, I was out of scotch last night, so I couldn't have a drink. But anyway, Sixers rotation. I'm going Embiid, Harris, Maxey, Lowry, and Buddy Hield. That's what I'm going to do. I don't think they will. I think they'll keep Hield on the bench, which would then put Oubre or Batum in the starting lineup. Gives you a little bit more height and length. I think it could also be based off of who they play in the playoffs, who starts. But I think you can conceivably have. Yeah. Go through the comments. Did you walk away for a little bit or something? Did you walk away? We spent literally the 10 minutes around the reset making it. So now I'm not going to tell you. And nobody comment on Marshawn what I said. Make him figure it out on his own. Make him go into the replay mode. Yeah. No. Making the big move to Coatesville. Okay. Coatesville. I'm in a company call. No, that's unacceptable behavior. People aren't allowed to work. No. No, 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 no. What would you like there? Will there be a night? Will he trim the rotation down? I mean, Nick Nurse's reputation in the playoffs with Toronto was running a 7, maybe 8-man rotation at times in the playoffs. Is there a scenario where Batum or Campaign don't even see the floor come playoff time? Is that a scenario? Embiid's health, endurance. I mean, you'll always have that Reed rotation with him. There's a scenario where maybe Reed doesn't play because Batum has played that backup small ball center before for us. That's a scenario as well. The comments say everything. Everything. Coatesville, baby. Yep, that's East Battlefield, right by Triple Fresh, Eric. If you're from Coatesville, you know Triple Fresh. It's literally like a 10th of a mile down the road from Triple Fresh, where I'm moving to. You're not a wartime consigliere. No. Wartime consigliere would have been here for me for a big time. I'm retired I'm not retired. Taking a leave of absence. We'll just say that. A very short leave of absence. Do the Sixers come out and win tonight against Miami? They're in Miami. Miami is a 2.5-point favorite right now tonight. A lot of questionable players in tonight's game. I'm looking here. Miami, we are a game and a half behind Miami for that 6th seed. Our 6th seed, Indiana, fell to 7. I don't like that. We're a game and a half behind the 6th seed. A win tonight is pretty critical, to be brutally honest with you. It can make a big difference because getting that 6th seed is a major deal if possible. Getting the 7th seed is appreciated, but that 6th seed would be huge. It's important that Embiid plays tonight and continues building that momentum, building that endurance back up. I let you down. Yeah. You let everybody down. You all let me down on a daily basis. That was the what? I don't know. Where do we see the rotation going? Eric's saying 76ers win tonight. I would love to see it. I would love to see them build off the momentum of the Oklahoma City win. They got a 3-game road trip right now. Miami, Memphis, San Antonio. You got to expect at least one of those games Embiid will not play. I'm calling it to be the San Antonio game personally. That's my guess. I know there's rumors that he might not play tonight, but I think he does. I knew he was leaving PSN, but what's with how did you know? I didn't say it on the air. I didn't. I cannot say where I'm going just yet. I can't. Tomorrow might be my last show. I still have my Masters show on Tuesday next week. Monday, I go to settlement. Tuesday morning, I'm meeting the locksmith to change the locks on the new house. So Friday, there's a good chance Friday might be the last morning show for a 2-week stretch. Just going to throw that out there. Before the draft, I will be back live on the air on a new place. But that's why you got to follow me. Supposedly, you already do, Marshawn. I don't know what your Twitter handle is, but obviously you already do. But you got to follow me on social media, and I'll make that announcement next week sometime where I am going. Very important. Very important that the Sixers get the win tonight. Keep building on this. Then you got Memphis and San Antonio, 2 very winnable games for the Sixers. Well, I don't know how to tell you that. You're just going to have to, the week of the draft, start searching YouTube for trending in the AM and my name. I guess that's what you got to do. Over under Philly signs. And what do you think? Ohtani and Rodgers. I'm hoping to get Ohtani numbers. I'm hoping to get Ohtani money for sure. That would be my best guess. I see Miami winning, and Embiid should pattern his play style after Purdue player Eddie. I don't know who he is. That guy Played in the paint. Just started watching March Madness. Yeah. Side note: March Madness. Did anybody see that UConn? Did anybody see if UConn got their flight off the ground? Because there was definitely some issues with UConn getting to the Final Four, some plane issues and delays, and they couldn't get it. I do, but on your Embiid point, last night, or not last, 2 nights ago, first game back OKC, obviously he was massively gassed, but he was staying out. It looked like it was back in the Doc Rivers era or Brett Brown era. He was way too frequently out on that 3-point line. I know he only took 3 shots, but he was just hovering out there far, 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 far too much. And it was definitely an issue. So he definitely has got to get down low again. What's with the Caitlin? What's with all the Caitlin? There's Caitlin Clark hate. Now, if I'm the Sixers, I'm drafting her to play on the Sixers next year. Caitlin Clark is already a better baller than Tobias Harris. Where's the Why is there Caitlin Clark hate? I heard that LSU Iowa game was like got like 11, 12 million views, one of the highest rated basketball games this year for college sports, of all college sports. Yeah, I don't know who's giving her hate. She's a stud. She could play. There's that video from the last game, not the LSU game, one of the other games, where she drained a 3, and you just see the look on the defender's face, like looking off to a teammate, like, yeah, I got nothing I can do to stop her. Yeah, she's a phenomenal basketball player. All right, for your Flyers fix, just for the last 5 minutes of the show, here you go. Just for you, K1. Just for the final 5 minutes. That's it. No longer than 5 minutes, though, because we're going to wrap this up. I got a catering order that I got to get to and get started. But anyway, I don't know anything about Caitlin Clark hate on this show. Sixers, will they win? You think? No, she's not getting drafted in the NBA. I mean, crazier things have happened in the world, but no. There's a reason she'll be the number 1 pick in the WNBA draft. Obviously, she's not going to the NBA. I do see people that do jersey swaps, putting her in pictures with Sixers jerseys on, and that's the only reason why I brought that up. But no, she's not playing in the NBA. It just won't happen. Maybe, I'm shocked there hasn't been a female coach yet. Becky Hammond thought she would, but that didn't work out. Yeah, no, it's not happening. No, I mean, there's still tomorrow. There's still Fairway to Heaven Tuesday night, Masters edition. Can't wait to break out. There's the thing with this. The only bad thing is I can't wear my green Masters jacket. I'm trending all next week. So I won't be here all next week. I might do some pop-up shows in the afternoon or at different times on my personal YouTube page over the couple weeks that I'm off, just depending on time, but that's about it. Oh, that's true. Caitlin Clark would start at guard on Sixers. She is phenomenal. Yeah, I don't think she would succeed much in the – no offense. Like, I don't think she could do that, but whatever. But she's a phenomenal basketball player. Phenomenal. Maybe the best basketball player, female basketball player in college I've seen. I mean, maybe since Diana Taurasi. See, I know college basketball for women. I know women's sports a little. I mean, that UConn team back during the Taurasi era, and what they go like 3 years without losing a game. She didn't turn into a great WNBA player, but a really good WNBA player, Taurasi. But yeah, Caitlin Clark's phenomenal talent. I hope she wins the tournament. I really do. And I don't know if UConn found their way to Arizona or not. But I know there were some problems with UConn plane. They had some technical difficulties and couldn't find a replacement charter. Then they found a plane that would have layovers. So now UConn, if they lose in the Final Four, is going to have a massive excuse. They might not even be there yet. One rumor showed one of the solutions to their plane problem didn't get them to Arizona until 10 a.m. today. So, yeah, that's funny. That's real funny. I don't know shoot about it anymore. I'm rooting for UConn men and women, but Iowa with Clark is fire. Yeah, absolutely. The thing with Clark is it's good for the game. good for women's sports because she's bringing in views, love her or hate her. Um, that may be true, K1. I think I spent more time talking women's college basketball today than Flyers, but I did make the screen orange for you. I could have made it yellow for Iowa. I just realized Phil will never talk Flyers. I've talked Flyers, damn it. Just not frequently. You guys don't like it when I talk Phillies. I don't like it when you want me to talk Flyers. That's just straight up, plain and simple. Caitlin Clark might as well get drafted in the NBA or Big Three because these NBA players be hating hard. Yeah. She's good for the sport. She's going to bring ratings wherever she goes to play college or pro ball. Plain and simple. Her college games get big views. Same with the chick from LSU. Brings in views. It's all about dollars and cents. It's good for the game. So, anyway, we got to start the wrap-up process here. Tomorrow, more announcements. Tomorrow, Sixers recap. Tomorrow, all my WrestleMania predictions. Tomorrow, another tease on where I will be. Phil talks Flyers as much as he speaks on the total collapse of Haiti. Is it collapsing? I don't know. Yeah, maybe. I don't even know who that is. Will Caitlin Clark go to prison? Oh my god. Oh man, you telling us more of the plan for your transition or what? Maybe. I don't even know the full plan yet, Marshawn. I don't. I'm kind of winging it. I had a plan and then I bought a house. So it's kind of throwing my plan for a loop. But I promise that if tomorrow's my last trending here on Philadelphia Sports Network, that by draft week I will be up and running in my new location. That's all I can say at this point. This house thing. I mean, I've been house hunting for over a year. Didn't think it would ever actually happen. Phil, talk more about the Federal Reserve than the Flyers. No. She's the WNBA player who challenged Steph to. Oh, I thought that was Caitlin Clark that went against him in the 3-point contest. I don't even know. Seth and Cody lose tag match. I will give my prediction tomorrow. I will. Now, Caitlin Clark is white and doesn't talk. I don't know. Too much WNBA and women's talk on the show. I don't know. I can't carry these conversations because I don't know. I hate when something comes up. I got the Sixers winning tonight. They're going to get another W. They're going to win tonight in Miami and start this 3-game winning streak tonight. Okay, guys? I do think we'll talk that tomorrow. We'll talk WrestleMania tomorrow. Anything Eagles related that comes up tomorrow, hit the like, the share button. Subscribe to my personal YouTube page. It's in the link down below. Click on that. Subscribe. That way when I make my official announcement live there, you guys can find me. Sorry, I didn't know I had to do WNBA and college women basketball research today, HC. My bad. My apologies. Did not know that. Guys, I didn't know I had to do Federal Reserve research for today's show. Got to get moving here. Got to get to work. Got catering to make. First time for everything. Yeah, first time for everything. That's right. Guys, make sure you're following along. Bigger and better things coming on the horizon here at Trending in the AM. So, guys, I will talk to you all tomorrow, 8 a.m., right back here on this very channel. Maybe for the last time. We'll see. Go Birds. That's right. As Duck says here, it's always very simple. Go Birds at the end of the show. We will talk to you guys tomorrow. See you tomorrow.